Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome back to another movie talk.
That's not what we call it, but okay.
An episode where we talk about a movie. And this week, we're talking about a Scandinavian movie.
We are indeed. We are talking about a movie that only came out 8 months ago.
Amazing.
Came out this year in February 2022. It is called Last Man Down.
That's what I love about the show. Last week, we talked about a movie that's 40 years old.
Yep. This one's barely
40 minutes old.
40 minutes old. Last Man Down was released, as I've just said, in 2022. It is a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 27 minutes. And it's currently rated at 4.3 out of 10 on IMDb. That's low.
I don't want to give too much away. Well, actually, I don't think I can give too much away because I'm not sure exactly what I thought of this film yet.
I do need to talk to you about this film. This is an experience.
I do feel that is a harsh rating.
Yeah, I think so.
Considering other things we've seen that are like fives.
Yeah. Let's be honest. This is a brainless action movie.
Yeah.
The story's barely existent.
Yeah.
They don't seem to even know what the story is themselves. And it is a fun action movie. So do you want the synopsis?
Yes.
It says, John Wood left the pieces of a broken civilization behind to go back to his roots in the woodland after a virus pandemic struck the world. It doesn't give a lot away. It's also not really what happens in the film.
No.
But we'll get there. John Wood is a character.
Yeah.
It's played by a guy called Daniel Stisen. He is Norwegian. And he is fucking enormous.
He is one hench mother.
I downloaded a picture of him last night.
Okay, oh, did you?
Yeah. I want to show you it. If I can
What
find
about
it
the
again.
picture? Good God.
Good God almighty. Look at his arms.
Yeah.
I'll put that in the Discord because it's mind-boggling. Yeah, you might recognise him. He's been in a few stuff. He's been in a few films. He's in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, is he?
Yes. He has an uncredited role in Fighting With My Family.
Right. I've seen both of those movies.
So have I. No, I haven't seen the Justice League one. He's also in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
I've seen that as well.
Exactly. So you might recognise him because he's fucking massive and you can't miss him. Do you want to know a fact about him that's from his IMDb trivia page?
Love to.
I've also got some more facts about him, but this fact made me laugh. The fact on his IMDb trivia says that he can bench press every member of the cast of Last Man Down. But when you think of some of the guys who are in Last Man Down with him, that's quite an achievement.
Yeah. He's not the only brute in this movie.
No, absolutely not. So then I went on to DanielStisen.com.
Oh,
Daniel Stisen had his own website.
Bookmarked it, yeah.
And it feels like he wants to be Chuck Norris. But serious Chuck Norris.
We'll get to a point in my notes where I've literally written a Chuck Norris joke.
So there's a stage on his website called Quick Facts about Daniel Stisen. Do you want some quick facts about Daniel Stisen?
Sure.
Daniel is several times bodybuilding champion and runner-up. Doesn't say in what. Daniel squats unofficial junior world record in squat at age 21.
Okay.
I feel like this might have gone through Google Translate. Daniel was born in Mandal in south of Norway, where he grew up.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
He has lived in Norway, UK and USA and is now based in London.
Okay, cool.
So he lives in London at the minute. He founded Daniel Stisen Productions Limited in 2015.
Nice.
So he actually produced this movie. He has a writing credit on this movie as well. So he's not just like a big hench dumb guy. He's a clever guy. Daniel has worked as a PT and a coach through his 20s. To be expected. Daniel has been the national team coach at Arnold Classic Europe and Amateur Olympia Europe for the Norwegian team.
Cool.
Words. Daniel's biggest heroes from his childhood were Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and his dad. It doesn't say if it's Sylvester Stallone's dad or his own
Daniel's dad.
Daniel learned acting and stunt at British Acting Academy and Ivor Chubbuck Studios.
Okay.
So he actually is a trained actor. Daniel's favourite historic bodybuilders are Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dorian Yates, and Flex Wheeler.
Okay.
And his favourite modern day bodybuilders are Phil Heath, Sean Roden, and Kai Green for his mysterious X Factor.
Oh.
Favourite films? Do you want to know Daniel Stisen's favourite films?
I do.
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Rocky 1.
Okay.
Rocky 4.
Oh.
Rambo 1.
Yeah, okay.
Rambo 2.
Okay.
Warrior. And Terminator 2.
I was always certain you were going to say like Commando. But
Why he doesn't like Rocky 2 or 3? He just likes Rocky 1 and 4. Is that fair? I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think 1 and 4 are the most sort of glorious.
Yeah,
I think triumphant of them.
I read that earlier. It really made me laugh because it clearly just gone through Google Translate and it's funny. He's not the only person in this film. There are a couple of other people in it. Olga Kent is in it. She plays Maria Johnson. She's Moldovan.
Yeah, she's playing in Italian.
Yeah,
but she's Moldovan.
She is Moldovan.
Cool.
And Daniel Nehme, Nehme. How am I pronouncing that? Name.
Exactly.
He plays Commander Stone. He was born in the Lebanon.
I thought he was from sort of. I couldn't quite place the accent. I was like, is this guy South African?
No, he's from the Lebanon.
Yeah.
I've also got to find something else.
Another absolute specimen.
Yeah, he's a huge dude. Another huge dude.
Yeah.
In any other film, he'd be the biggest dude in the film.
Yeah.
Daniel Stisen can bench press him. That's how big Daniel Stisen is. This film has 3 guys on the writing credits: Fansu Njie, Daniel Stisen, and Anders Varshog, and was directed by Fansu Njie, who I think has the distinction of having the coolest profile picture on IMDb.
Okay.
Do you want to see a picture of Fansu Njie?
Absolute baller.
What a baller.
Get that in the Discord as well.
I will get that in the Discord as well. He directed this film. There isn't much about anybody else in this film. They've not really made it into the Hollywood movie industry. Shall we get on it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you have a 1-word review?
Muscle.
I was going to go choppy.
Choppy?
There's a lot of chopping going on in this film.
Oh, as in, yeah.
Chopping.
John
Axing.
Wood. Yeah.
It reminded me of John... What was that one with Terry Crews in it? John Henry?
Yeah. And also, every time he said John Wood, because the words John Wood are said a lot in this movie, I was like, have they called him that because of John Wick?
Maybe. I used to work with somebody called John Wood as well, so it's very confusing.
Was he like this guy?
No, very much not. But John Henry is the Terry Crews film we did a couple of seasons ago. Yeah. It feels like it's kind of based off that, because that was based off like a American legend, wasn't it? Yeah. So I wonder if it's kind of based off the same.
I mean, idea. Woodsmen are, physical
monster
dudes.
woodsman.
Yeah.
He's a timberman, they call him in this film a lot.
They do.
Where does this film start, Nick?
You got to do some reading, I'm afraid, to start us off.
Have you got it, or do you want me to read it?
You can do it.
I wrote it all down. I didn't take pictures. I normally take pictures when writing comes up on the screen, but I wrote it down. So there's 3 captions that come on the film before the film starts. The first one says, "A new dark age has wiped out close to all of Europe's population. Survivors have trekked to the north, surviving in small, isolated habitats. For many, the war is not over." Right. Should we pick this apart?
Yeah.
A new dark age has wiped out close to all of Europe's population. Why is it only attacked Europe? And what is a new dark age?
They don't say disease, do
No.
they? Directly?
No.
Or virus?
Or pandemic?
No. But that's what's happened.
Yeah.
And is it not quite clever, do you think, that like all the bad guys in this movie are wearing masks?
They do wear face masks, yeah.
Because this presumably was filmed
During a pandemic.
During the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm fine with it. But yes, it's clunky.
Survivors have trekked
words.
to the north of Europe, I guess, surviving in small, isolated habitats.
Yeah.
We only meet 2 survivors in the whole film.
Sure. More are
it's true
mentioned.
about
There's
them.
a few missing. But
And then it says, for many, the war is not over.
Yeah.
What war?
Does it mean against the pandemic? Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There seems to be a war going on during the film. It never really gets mentioned, but there's a lot of soldiers in it.
Yeah. There is a military rule, isn't there?
Yeah.
In this part of the world.
Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic, I guess, is the way you'd have to describe it. But only in Europe, apparently. I like to think that Americans are just going on living their normal lives, while Europe's been desolated by this war/pandemic.
But maybe I'm being really kind here, but I kind of feel like we can't go in too hard on it for that.
No, I'm not going to.
No, I know you're not.
I'm just being facetious.
But I know. But because one of the things we moan about a lot sometimes is when we see a movie with a small budget that's trying to overreach and tell like a worldwide story.
Yeah.
At least this is like we're telling this little story. There's this big global thing going on.
Yeah. But this is just this one man's
But we're just
story.
on these characters.
It's interesting what you just said about the face masks on the soldiers, because I feel like that probably helped them quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because the soldiers are all dressed in black.
Yeah. Fully merc gear with helmets,
with face masks. So you feel like you only need to employ like 4 and then just keep using the same people. Because there's points in this movie where I felt like I was watching a video game.
Oh, 100%.
I've even described some of them as NPCs.
Yeah, I've put, I mean, we'll get into it, but I've put like, it's wave 1.
Yeah, it's literally a wave fighter.
Yeah.
They come at him and he just takes them all out. Yeah. But we'll get to that. So cutting that comes from there, we cut to a man and a woman who are being interrogated.
Yeah, they're tied up.
And what they seem to be trying to find out is that a town is missing 500 people.
Yeah, so this big brutish military guy says to the
Commander Stone.
Yeah, says to our person tied up, which we find out is John Wood.
Yeah, and his wife.
Says, well, we're in the town of whatever.
Yeah.
Had 5,000 people in it.
Yeah.
3,000 of them infected, dead. 1,500 we've taken.
Yeah, accounted for.
Yeah.
Where's the other 500?
Yeah.
And he just seems to think that John would know this.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It doesn't really explain why John would know this. But John won't tell him.
No.
If he does know, he claims he doesn't know, but if he does know, he was not going to tell him.
And we never know.
No, they never really get mentioned again, this town.
No, but it refers back to that line in the words at the start where it's saying, pockets of resistance.
Yeah.
But no, we don't know if John's telling the truth or not, but he says, no, I don't know where they are.
Yeah, he's no idea. Yeah. Even to the point where Stone holds a gun to his wife's head.
So tell me.
Or I'm going to shoot your wife. And he's like, I'll give you to the count of 10. Yeah. And John either doesn't know or
they kind of say their
willing...
goodbyes because which I take from the fact that he really doesn't know.
Yeah.
She knows he doesn't know.
Yeah, and there's nothing
so all he can say is, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's resigned that she's going to get shot.
Which is exactly what happens.
Yeah.
She gets shot in the head, dies, John screams, and the title card hits. And we come out of the title card and we get 3 years later.
Yeah, John is just hench but sad, I've put.
Hench is the word for this film. Yeah, hench but sad. He's living on his own in a cabin.
He's training.
He's
through the day.
It's kind of like a big long montage, isn't it? This bit. He's having flashbacks to his wife getting murdered.
Yeah.
But he's chopping wood. He is doing chores.
He's also a man of books because at night he reads.
I spotted a continuity error.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't do very often. I'm not very observant. But he puts this log on a log to chop it, and he has no shirt on. And then when he raises the axe, he's magically got a shirt on.
It's a magic woodsman.
It's a magic shirt. Yeah, so he's chopping wood. He's working out. At one point, he's dragging 2 trees through a woods. He's literally just got these 2 logs. He's just dragging them.
Yeah, and that is definitely you can see the Rocky IV influence in that sort of training montage.
It's a great big long montage. He sits alone at night getting drunk and having flashbacks. That's what I put. He kind of made his own booze, I think.
Yeah, I think there's some moonshine going on.
Then we have another flashback to John. Some people are being executed by this same commander and his team. They're basically shooting people in the head.
And we find out a bit more that actually John was part of this squad.
Yeah, he was part of Commander Stone's squad.
Yeah, he is ex-military.
Yeah, but he tries to stop this people getting shot in the head. It's like executions, isn't it?
Sure.
He tries to stop that. It doesn't work. He has a bit of a chat with Stone, and Stone is adamant that his wife was infected.
Yeah, do you know what he said? Well, he's really offhand. He's like, "Oh, she was probably infected anyway. I did you a favour."
Yeah, that's why I killed her. John's adamant that she wasn't infected because he said you should have tested her. Stone says, "I don't trust the tests." It's very pandemic-y.
Yeah,
lots of stuff going on. He's an anti-vaxxer. But we also get revealed in this scene that John is a moon. A moon? John is a moon. He's that big. John is immune to whatever this disease is. And they want to do some tests on him to find out why.
Yeah, so now they've captured him. They've given up with this interrogation. Yeah. Where are these 500 people? And they're taking him back to they land on a warship.
I've written they take him to a boat spital.
Very good.
Which I really like that word. It's a hospital on a boat. It is a warship. But it's where they seem to be taking people to do tests on them. And he breaks free quite quickly. And as soon as he breaks free, he runs into Stone. I feel like he threw a spanner at his face.
It was a syringe.
Okay.
Because
he threw some chunk of metal at him.
He'd escaped from the medical bay, hadn't he?
And he cuts the guy's face.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the film now, he's got a mark on his face so we can easily pick him out of a crowd, I think. But then he runs away.
So I don't know if this is my favourite part of the movie, but it was definitely a highlight. So John is fighting his way through this warship.
Yeah.
And there's one point where he gets onto like a gantry outside.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say.
And it's like single file that all these goons come at him.
Yeah.
But as everyone comes up to him, they've all got a line.
Yeah.
And it's brilliantly done.
It is really well done.
It's so cheesy.
It's like watching a video game. This
Yeah.
is the bit where I put he easily dispatches some NPCs.
Because one goes, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, and then he
the
just
next
pushes him overboard.
And they've all got like, one's British and one's got like a French
Yeah.
accent. And it's like, yeah.
This guy.
Time to die.
Yeah, it is. It really was like watching a video game.
It really made me laugh.
And
And
there's
I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's exactly what it needs.
Yeah.
It knew exactly what it was doing.
Yeah.
All the way through, this film knows what it's doing. And he takes out
And
a
he just
lot.
one-arm bombs them all.
Yeah,
and
he
it's
just literally
like-
one punch, they go over the edge of the ship, they'll go flying backwards. He just takes them all out with one shot. And then that's a flashback as well. So we're then back with with him in the cabin. He's chopping wood again. And a bleeding girl comes out of the woods.
She does.
Or
She
collapses out
She
of the
appears
woods.
and then collapses.
Yeah. So he picks her up in one arm because he's like hench. Takes her inside. And the next thing we see is her waking up on his bed.
Yeah.
She's got no idea where she is.
He's got her a drink.
Yeah.
She's really scared of this massive woodsman
As you would be.
hovering over her.
I was just watching him in a film and I was terrified of him.
Imagine waking up with this dude looming
just
over
looming
you.
over you.
Have a drink.
No idea. She's got no clue.
Whatever you want, mate.
She doesn't remember getting there. She's no idea where she is, where she's come from. We find out at this point that she's been shot.
Yeah, she's shot in the back.
Yep. And it is infected.
Yeah.
So John has to remove the bullets.
And disinfect the wound.
And she says to him, "Are you a doctor?" And he's just like, "No." As if, what a stupid question. So he gives her some of his homemade booze, his moonshine.
Yeah, he gives her a bit of wood to bite
down on this stick. And then he says, "This is going to hurt." And it does. She screams quite a lot as he digs these bullets out of her back.
But he gets his bullet out, but it's like bleeping.
Yeah, it's a
got a
tracker
tracker.
bullet.
And then she passes out again.
Yeah, she does. We find out before she passes out. We find out her name is Maria. He destroys this tracker.
Yeah.
Stands on it. This film on IMDb is listed as a sci-fi film.
No,
It's not a sci-fi film. It's just got a
just
bullet
'cause it's
tracker.
set
in it.
in the future.
Yeah, it's not a
doesn't
sci-fi.
make it sci-fi.
It's got a tracker that's also a bullet. That's quite sci-fi, but it's not a sci-fi film. She passes out again, and he goes and does more log chopping. She wakes up. She comes out to see him. She's like, "Hello, I'm Maria." He says, "You need to leave. You've got a few days. I'll give you a few days, but then you need to go."
Yeah, he says,
want to live my life in peace.
Yeah, I want to live on my own.
Yeah, I want to live in peace. Then I've written flashback montage.
Military flashbacks for me.
So there's basically a montage of a fight, some fires burning in a forest, and a ship.
Yeah.
And it's just a montage of all sorts of shit going on from his past. And then when we get back to the cabin, she's now chopping wood.
I thought Maria chops John's wood.
She does indeed. But he doesn't like the way she does
Should
it.
have
So
put Maria chops John Wood's wood.
John Woodward. Wasn't he in Pentagram?
He's his son.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't like the way she chops wood, so he takes the axe off her and he starts chopping wood again. There's a lot of
He
wood chopping
whacks the
going.
wood.
He doesn't even need the axe.
He's
I reckon
like-
he could pull it apart with his hands.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, easily.
It's Steve Rogers, that bitch.
Absolutely. Then 3 men show up.
Yeah, some masked guys.
English men.
Very English.
The most English men. They've all got masks on because, again, pandemic. In movie universe and real universe. She's gone in. They're looking for her. They're looking for the girl. He completely ignores them.
Yeah, they say we're looking for an infected girl.
And he completely ignores them. He doesn't say anything to them. So they're like, well, go and search the house.
Yeah.
And then he stops chopping wood and starts chopping dudes.
Yeah.
So he turns around. He sweeps this guy's legs from underneath him with an axe and then axes him in the chest. Down. One down. He then shoots another one. And then she takes... Well, he doesn't shoot him. He's got this, like, pincers that he carries the woods with.
Yeah.
Like big scissors, I
Yeah.
guess. So he gets one with that. And then she takes one out inside with the gun.
A mattress gun.
Yeah.
'Cause she's like, I found this.
I found a gun under your mattress. And there's loads of great little one-liners in this film. There's loads of sound bites. And she says to him, "You're not just a random timber man, are you?" I loved it. "I like to prepare for war, but pray for peace."
Brilliant.
What a line. What a line. That's a
Who
tagline.
talks like this?
That should be
Yeah.
the tagline for a film. They talk in sound bites all the way
Yeah.
through. It's really... I've written loads of them down. And then he says to her, "Right, there's a mop there. You're going to sort that guy's blood
she's
out
like,
of my
can I
house."
help? How can I be useful? And Eva's like, woman, clean up.
Yeah, you spilt blood on my floor. Clean it. Then we cut to some soldiers, and they're wondering why the other soldiers haven't come back yet.
Yeah, and is it the lady hench?
Badass woman
hench
soldier,
lady?
I've called her.
She's like, they're probably dead. Let's send another squad.
Yeah, and Stone's like, another one? No, it wasn't Stone, was it? It was the other guy. So she's like, let's find out who the strongest men are.
Yeah,
here.
because they've been training this squad of mercenaries.
Yeah. So she fights them and nearly kills all of them. And he's like, you stop killing my soldiers.
Yeah, we're paid for these guys.
Yeah. Cut back to John.
So
John,
she says to him, well, you need to step your game up then.
Yeah.
Why haven't we got people?
You're not training people very well if I can beat them all. I'm a woman. Then we cut back to John. He punches a mirror that he's clearly punched before.
Yes.
Because it's already broken when he punches it. And he wants to know Maria's story. How did she get here? Where did she come from? How did she find him?
She's very unhelpful.
She doesn't know.
Because she's like, I can't remember anything. She says, I can remember running through the forest.
Yeah.
And then waking up in the bed here.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that's literally what I know.
Yeah, you know the same thing as me. All she knows is that she was escaping. And he says to her, she says to him, do you want me to leave? And he says, not anymore. Because he did want her to leave a minute ago, but now he doesn't.
And he asks her why she hasn't got any symptoms.
Yep, why are you infected with no symptoms?
She doesn't really answer.
Nope, she doesn't really know. He tells her about his wife and what happened to her. And then he tells her that she's safe here with him. She'll be safe here. Then there was a flashback to his wife making him a cake.
Yeah, it's like happy wife times.
Yeah, just a flashback to prove that they were married at some point. And then we cut back and there's a montage going on of him fortifying the cabin.
Yeah, building defences. And I'm like, shit's going to go down.
It's gone all MacGyver.
Yeah, he's sandbagging the front of the
He's making
cabin.
sandbags. For some reason he's got a shitload of sand and sandbags. He does more chopping in the middle of this montage, gets his axe back out again.
Puts the windows up.
And while they're doing this, while they're fortifying, she says, I am the vaccine. It's
says
in
there's
my
a
blood.
cure. We found a cure.
Yeah, and it's me.
It's me.
And it's in my blood. And I don't want to give it to them. I want to give it to the people.
Yeah, because she says the people that are after me want to control the vaccine.
Yeah.
Because if they control the vaccine, they can control the
world.
world.
Basically, and that's true.
Yeah.
We've seen that. But she doesn't want it. She wants to give it directly to the people. So,
and John just goes like, you've brought trouble to my cabin.
You've brought a war to my cabin and I don't want it, is his exact word. She basically told him she was in a prison. She survived an outbreak at the prison, and that's how they realised that she was immune to it. Or got
I mean, but I've given this film a bit of credit here because we've seen so many times where this doesn't happen. There's just a little scene here where we get a bit of context about Maria, and she says, I was orphaned as a young child. Yep. Took some wrong turns. I've done some robbery, ended up in prison. I know how to handle weapons. We at least it stops that complaint later on of us going, oh, how
is she such
does
a
she know? To shoot all these people with not looking, and at least we get, I can take care of myself here.
Yeah, he takes her out to shoot. He gives her some shooting training.
Yeah,
he tells her she shoots like, what did he say? You shoot like a policeman. You shoot like a cop. He says, which really made me laugh because she kept missing, but then she could all of a sudden shoot. And then some more English soldiers turn up. I don't know why all the soldiers were English in this.
I think it was the same
people, just in the different masks. Yeah. They've heard of a legend of a timberman born in ashes who eats babies for breakfast. I don't know where he's finding these babies every morning, but that's what he does.
And they're like, he can't be
that tough. He's not scary.
His house is just through here. Let's go.
So the head soldier goes, kill the logger, bring the girl.
Yeah.
That's the mission.
John's gone for a dump.
Yeah, John's like, I need the toilet. This is where we find out where all the wood that he's been chopping goes, because the side of this cabin is thousands of pieces of wood.
He's prepared.
He's very much prepared for lots of fire. He goes for a dump in the bathroom. I hate the word dump. I don't know why I just said that. I hate it. And the soldiers approach. They see him go in.
Yeah.
So they follow him to the toilet. And he takes out two of them with a shotgun whilst he's shitting.
He's still sitting on the car.
Still sitting there with his trousers around his ankles. Takes out two of them, then bow and arrows the third.
He does.
Through the wall of the bathroom.
Yeah.
So arrow through the wall. The guy, just before, he shoots him in the leg with an arrow, and then he's pointing another arrow at him, and the guy's trying to negotiate. He's like, save me, whatever. Yeah. He shoots the guy with the arrow straight through the heart, and he goes, I don't negotiate.
Yeah.
Great line. Again. More are coming. There's more coming. There's loads coming. So he takes Maria to his arsenal. He's got an arsenal.
Oh, this might have been my favourite bit as well.
Great.
Right. He specifically says to Maria, we've got about 30 minutes.
Yep.
Before the dogs arrive.
Yeah.
I.e., we're going to just be descended on by an army.
Yeah.
And he reveals this arsenal of weapons that he's got. And then for some reason, this is a good time for them both to go for a shower.
They start tooling
most
up.
important thing.
My note says he reveals his arsenal and then he reveals his arse, which I thought was really funny of me. You see most of Daniel Stisen at this point. He goes and has a shower just outside in the woods. Got this like portable shower thing going on.
Why now?
Why not?
They could have turned up at any time.
Yeah. You don't want to be fighting an army of soldier dogs when you're half naked from a shower.
I guess not.
He doesn't get himself dry. He holds a towel in front to keep his modesty.
Yeah.
And then just gives her the towel and walks off.
Yeah, because they swap.
Yeah.
Just like
This is a man very
ogle each
comfortable
other.
with his own body, as purely understandably.
And I'm just saying, now they arm up and they finish off fortifying the
They're nice and
camp.
clean.
They've done a lot of work in 30 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. John then paints his face, which is the best thing to do when you've had a shower.
Yeah, he's like gone like cool tribal sort of.
Yeah, he's got white war paint on his face.
And then Maria just turns to him and says, and her delivery's brilliant, to be fair. And it's partly the accent. She just says, "Hey, John, you're one bad motherfucker." And he goes, I know.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
That whole section, because it's so stupid. There's like, you reveal here's all the guns. I'm going to go and have a shower.
Yeah.
You sort of gun out, then come and have a shower. Then I'm going to paint my face. You call me a bad motherfucker. It's the great way to start. It's brilliant. And then he says to her, this is going to take ages. You're probably going to need some water.
This was stupid as well.
This was stupid.
Yeah, it was like, we need a bucket of water to put... I don't know
to drink while we're fighting. So she goes down to the river and instantly, I can't tell you, instantly gets captured.
Yeah, she didn't even put the bucket in the water.
She didn't. She literally, as soon as he says, go and get some water, she is captured. So as soon as she gets captured, John starts shooting. He ain't paying any attention to who's there or not. 10, 20 people get shot pretty much straight away.
I would not even like to.
I wouldn't tell you the
how
body
many.
count in this film.
All I will say though is they need a new supplier for their bulletproof vests and armor, because that shit ain't stopping anything.
No, absolutely not. All the soldiers go down with one shot.
He just slays them.
Literally, I reckon there was 10 in 20 seconds.
And then she joins in.
Yeah, she impales one on a spike.
Yeah.
She literally got this like spear from somewhere, and one just impales on it. And it's over. Half a minute?
Wave one.
Wave one's over. Half a minute at the most. This might be my favourite line. So they're all dead. She comes back to him and he goes, I told you to bring water, not mercenaries.
Yeah.
Again, it's a fantastic
This guy must
line.
be great at dinner parties.
Yeah. The guy in charge isn't dead. We find out his name later on, but I haven't got it at the minute.
Yeah, lead
Commander.
Commando.
He's actually a doctor,
Yeah.
randomly. But yeah, he's lead commander. He isn't dead. He did survive it. Stone, meanwhile, is back like the strategic base a few miles down the road, commanding everybody. He does not want the girl harmed for any reason. You will not hurt the girl.
Kill the man.
Save the girl.
And remember, Stone doesn't know that the man they're dealing with is John Wood.
No, Stone knows John Wood. He does not know that this is John Wood
Yeah.
at this cabin. He just knows there's a girl there that he needs to get. Why he's brought fucking 4,000 mercenaries with him, I have no idea. Meanwhile, John's still shooting motherfuckers. There's loads.
We're now sort of a bit further away from the cabin and more in the woods surrounding.
Maria takes out Chun-Li because this woman starts attacking her with like spinning bird kicks and stuff.
And she just like Indiana Joneses her.
Yeah, she does. She just literally shoots her one shot dead. It's really funny. Then Stone decides he wants to do a siege attack where they'll attack from all sides at once.
Yeah.
That doesn't work because John just takes them all out from all sides at once.
Yeah, again, just through the woods, axing people, shooting people, backfisting people.
It's brilliant. It's like a computer game. It's literally you're controlling John, just taking out NPCs.
Maria's had time to find a sniping position.
Yeah.
She's in camouflaged on the floor under a load of leaves, so she takes out like...
I reckon 200 people have died
no
by
idea
this
how
point.
many people. Yeah, this is up there with like Rambo and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Stone's brought this many people
They set
when
dudes
he doesn't
on
know
fire.
who's there. Yeah. Yeah, that was great. He doesn't know. Stone doesn't know who's there at this point.
Yeah.
But in the logic of this movie, he's brought an entire army to take on one timberman.
Yeah.
To get this kill back.
They've not had a scratch on them at this point either.
No.
Either of them.
No. Stone then says, I'm starting to think this is no ordinary timberman.
Yeah.
I love the word timberman. It makes me think of like Pinocchio. I've written here, why has he brought so many soldiers if he doesn't know who he's dealing with? Then he kills 2 more dudes with flaming arrows. This is where he sets the dudes on fire in the shower bit. It's just crazy. And then Stone's like, right, I'm going to send in a team now. You need to count how many people are dead.
Yeah.
I need to know how many
are
we're missing now. And they don't get a chance to do that because Maria kills them as well. They don't get a chance to do any counting. And it is at least like 100, 200 people by now. And then one dude actually takes John down.
Well, I was just going to say, is this after John and Maria sort of meet? And he says, well, you've got to clean this mess up.
Yeah, that comes now. You're right, it does.
Because he says, what's his line? He says, not finding your comrades is worse than finding them dead. So he's still playing my games. Yeah. He's like, well, when the next lot come and they can't see anyone. Yeah, they're going to be. Like,
you need to get rid of all these bodies, basically.
So they start hauling them down the.
Yeah, there's like a mine shaft.
Yeah, which hasn't been mentioned before, but now we need somewhere to dispose of some people. There's a mine shaft that runs straight to the cabin.
Yeah, we also need a whole setting for the remainder of this film because the rest of the film's basically in. It's not even a mine shaft.
It's a.
I don't even know what it is. Yeah, it's an underground.
Yeah.
In the middle of a cabin in the woods. It's very bizarre. One dude takes John down. This is the guy who survived earlier. The doctor. The doctor guy. And they have a knife fight.
They do.
They both pull out their knives and they start knifing each other. And he recognises John at this point.
Also a massive, huge, tattooed guy, by the way.
Who Daniel Stisen can bench press.
Yeah.
He recognises John. He's like, okay, I know who we're dealing with now. I know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, but he can't communicate it on his walkie-talkie.
No, his radios.
Because he's in the mine.
Yeah. 2 guys then capture Maria. They take her, they capture her, and then she takes them out with knives as well. She's suddenly got 2 knives out.
Yeah, it looked like she was like setting a mine or something.
Yeah,
and I was like, someone's going to explode. But that never happens. That never comes into play.
No. And then this dude actually knocks John out. He's unconscious.
Yeah, John delivers an actual spine buster to him.
Yeah, he does.
And then he gets like reversed, and John gets choked out.
Yeah, he gets knocked out. So this guy, instead of finishing him off, just walks away. He's like, I've knocked him out. That'll do. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Maria at this point also takes a bullet. She gets shot at this point.
Yeah, but her vest works.
Yeah.
Because it's winded up.
Yeah, it really hurts.
Yeah,
still, but she's not being shot. And then all I've written here is John hulks up.
He wakes up like he'd been choked unconscious, and he literally wakes up with a.
It was like in a video game when you get another life.
Yeah.
This game's like watching it.
And then he does he punches the earth.
Yeah, he does. He goes all like superhero Roman Reigns on this. He's like,
yeah, he's like, there's no real people to punch. I'm going to punch the earth. It reminded me of the Chuck Norris fact.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
Exactly what happened.
It's exactly what happened.
I'd like to think there was an earthquake somewhere else in the world at this point. Felspet is Dr. Felspet. That's the guy's name. He's the massive, great big hedge doctor. This is the point where he tries to radio Stone to let him know that it's John that they're dealing with. Yeah. But his radio stopped working because he's in a mine.
I didn't understand this bit. Because they know... They seem to agree that there's an RV point.
Yeah.
Further down the mine.
Yeah.
Where they should meet with the cargo.
Yes.
Cargo being Maria. And I didn't really understand it because, like, somehow Felspet's in the wrong place.
Yeah, because
the Mercs go back to Commander Stone.
The messenger
like,
goes back
there.
and is like, we've lost Felspet and we think he's took Maria. We don't know where he is. And then Stone literally shoots the messenger.
Yeah.
Kills this dude. Yeah, and then we're back with Felspet and Maria and they're in the mine. So they're not missing at all. That guy just couldn't find them.
Yeah, so either the Mercs couldn't find them because they're useless.
And they didn't know where the mine was.
It was some kind of admin error.
Because I thought Felspet had maybe gone rogue at this point, but he hadn't.
It was just
a bad message.
It just didn't make sense in the film.
No. And that's why Stone knew it didn't make sense. He shot the messenger.
Yeah.
So yeah, Maria and Felspet are down in the mine trying to get through because the rendezvous point is at the other end
But
of
he
this mine
even
shaft.
goes, oh, I think I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
And then gets angry with his walkie-talkie and smashes it. So.
John catches up with them, and another great line because Felspet says to him, "You really need to learn how to die." And I'm like, you had ample opportunity to kill him when you knocked him unconscious. You left him. That's your fault. This is on you.
That's fight part 2.
Yeah. So then Stone says to his army, everybody go.
Yeah.
Everybody in. Everybody is still here. You're in there. Get this man. He still doesn't know who he's dealing with.
But he sends them down the mine.
Yeah.
Which is like, so they knew that something was now happening in the mine, and it was just...
Yeah, it
didn't make sense
was
how they knew all this stuff.
It was confusing. Felspet and John are still fighting at this point, and then John kills him. He actually breaks his neck with his legs.
Yeah,
gets him in a headlock with his legs. I've written it. John and Maria are knackered, but keep moving. They both look exhausted at this point, and they keep taking out more guys. The soldiers come in.
Yeah, the whole time.
They're all dressed exactly the same. It's the same guy over and over again. It is like you do in an old video game. You're just killing the same character.
Yeah, they're just as they progress deeper into the mine.
It's one shot every time.
Yeah.
Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Boom, dead.
And there's like a firefight in like a big plant room, isn't there? That's full of like a boiler house type thing.
Hundreds more get shot, I reckon. I think the body count in this is up to like 400 or 500 people.
And they play as the montage of this as they're shooting people. It's like what's it? The Hall of the Mountain King.
Yeah.
The Alton Towers music.
Yeah, it was, but in a slower version.
Yeah,
it was really strange. And then
there's a smoke bomb that goes off.
Yeah, John throws a smoke grenade. John then takes a bullet from the badass woman that we met earlier.
Yeah, he gets clipped in the leg.
Yeah, she shoots him, and so they're like, right, we need to escape. Let's go and hide in a tunnel off the main tunnel to find a door.
I mean, am I presuming like John was familiar with the layout?
Yeah, I presume he'd been down there before. It was his cabin. So they're hiding like a cupboard.
Yeah, it's like a hidden shaft, isn't it? And they hide in there.
And still more soldiers are coming. Yeah. I cannot tell you how big this guy's army is.
Both Maria and John are kind of injured at
They're
this
wounded
point.
at this point.
Yeah, they're not in a great way.
It feels like John was giving up at this point because he's like, you stay here. I'm going to go out there. I'll take out as many as I can. You just don't die. Yeah. You look after yourself.
Which I didn't really understand the plan because he was going out to his death. And the only way she'd get out is if he killed everyone.
Yeah.
And then she could walk out later.
Yeah, or they wouldn't find her in this hidden tunnel that they didn't know where it was. John then climbs a ladder, and there's 4 soldiers underneath this ladder shooting him from below.
None of them can hit him.
Every single one of them misses him. And he makes it out. He actually gets
He's on
out.
One leg as well.
Yeah, completely. Point. He's climbing a ladder with basically just his hands. He makes it out into the welcoming area. There's like a welcoming committee at the front of these mines.
Yeah, we get to the end.
It's like an opening of a mine now. Yeah. There's like a big entrance.
Sees daylight
and yeah, everybody's there. And suddenly Stone, for the first time, sees John Wood. Understands now it makes sense. Now I know why so many people have been killed. Then we get a twist. Yeah, a heck of a twist. Because these 2 guys are brothers.
Yeah.
Do you see that coming?
No.
Considering they're not even the same race and they don't look at all like each other.
No, I didn't see it coming.
And then this is my favourite line of the movie because Stone reveals that he changed his name because Wood is too soft. My name is Stone.
Yeah.
I burst out laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, that is wonderful. Whoever wrote that line needs an Oscar.
Stone says, where's the girl?
Where's the girl? Fucking hell.
He's like, John, we've been here before.
Where's the girl?
Remember your wife. Where's the girl?
I killed her.
Yeah.
I killed the girl. The girl's dead. You won't get her.
He's like, don't buy it.
Stone was not having it. You haven't got it in you. You will not kill an innocent girl. There's no way. She doesn't believe him. He's like, right, guys, remaining 50 soldiers or whatever.
He says, the words he uses are, it's beat down time.
Yeah. Beat him. Beat this out of him. I want to know where this girl is. They beat him to within an inch of his life. He's still claiming that she's dead. Basically, it's the only way they're going to stop looking for him. If they believe she's dead.
Stone stomps on his hand, breaks his fingers.
fingers.
Get some good crunchy sound effects.
He still says she's dead. He will not give up Maria for anything. So Stone says, fuck this, kill him.
And then John just says one word as Stone starts to walk away. He says, coward.
Shouts coward at him.
So it's the old Marty McFly.
Yeah.
You're yeller, you're chicken.
Yeah, fight me.
And it makes Stone turn around.
And Stone turns around and John just says to him, last man down, you and me, fight.
Yeah.
That's it. So they do. They take all their armor off, all their guns, all their weapons, everything gets dropped. They're going to have a one-on-one fist fight to the death.
Yeah, so the fight starts. They got some smack talk going on.
Stone gets the upper hand early because
Stone says, "You're going to
fresh.
join your wife in hell." I was
Wow.
like, "That's brutal."
That is brutal. Stone's the fresh one. He gets the upper hand to start with. But then as soon as that wife gets mentioned, things change.
Yeah.
John gets the upper hand, beats him down. Stone cheats. He grabs a gun.
Yeah.
From one of his soldiers' leg holsters. John grabs it and turns it back on himself.
Yeah, and they have a tussle on the ground.
Yeah. And then the gun goes off. And Stone does not come off well out of this.
No.
I thought it had got both of them.
Yeah,
Because they were John was lying on his back when this gun went.
Yeah, and John's already like wheezing and
Yeah.
struggling to breathe. And...
Stone's dead. John's not in a good way. The badass woman turns up. I didn't catch her name. I apologize.
No, I
for
didn't
that.
either.
She was a badass. And she says, "Well, thanks for that, John. I was going to kill him when we got the
save
girl
me the
anyway."
trouble.
Yeah. And then Maria turns up
She walks out of the tunnel.
with 2 grenades,
Yeah.
cocked and loaded.
Absolute badass.
Pins out, 2 grenades in her hand.
It's a very kind of, because she's got this vest on and
Yeah.
the like combat trousers. It is quite Sarah Connor from
Yeah, very
Terminator
much
2.
so. Very much so. And she says, "Let him leave and I will come with you."
Yeah.
And the badass woman's like, "Okay.
Deal.
My whole mission is just to bring you."
Yeah.
Deal. Absolute deal. Take her to the chopper.
There's
And
some bits I didn't understand there as well.
Like, how far away was that fucking chopper?
Yeah, and also,
So when it took off, it looked like it was 4 miles away.
they don't take the grenades off her.
No, they leave the grenades in her hand. So she's sitting in the chopper with all these soldiers and this new
grenades
woman
in there.
who appears to be in charge now.
Yeah.
Where she came from. She's got 2 hand grenades still cocked in her hands.
Yeah. I'll just put a new woman does a speech on the show.
Yeah, there's some sort of speech going on.
Like, we've never seen her before in this movie.
No.
And she seems to be in some sort of
She's in
position of
charge
power.
now. Yeah.
And
So-
she-
and the
she-
chopper takes off.
Yeah. And she gives a speech about winter's coming, only the fittest will survive,
Yeah.
and that's us. We've got
the
these-
power
we're
now,
in a
we've got the
position of
vaccine.
strength. We're gonna
Yeah. And then Maria does a voiceover.
And then this new in charge woman does take the grenades off Maria.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Really weird.
Because I was like, she's going to blow the whole helicopter up.
That would have been a better way to have the helicopter blow up at the
Yeah.
end in the distance. But we don't get that. We
No.
get Maria doing a voiceover.
And it's a flashback
Yeah.
for when she was in the cabin with John.
So the last time we see John, he looks up at the chopper and he says, "I will find you."
Yeah.
Sequel tease. that
Yes,
is.
please.
That's the sequel tease. And then Maria's voiceover comes on and she says, "I have left 3 vials of my blood in your fridge." And then the film ends.
She says, "Promise me that you'll get the
them to the
antidote
people."
to the people."
And then the film ends.
Yeah.
I hate that. I did not like that ending at all.
It was pure sequel bait, wasn't it?
100% sequel bait.
But
That sequel's coming as well. We will get
But-
that sequel.
what else would you have wanted from the... It was in tone with the film, wasn't it? That we'd seen
Yeah,
before.
it felt like a real damp squib of an ending. It was like, I've left some blood in your
agree.
fridge.
When she was getting on the chopper and I'm like, oh shit, there's 2 minutes left. I'm not going to like this ending.
No.
I knew that already.
Exactly, same.
Yeah.
This film will get a sequel. The sequel is coming for this because that's the most sequel baity ending ever. There's no way you leave those characters alive.
No.
John's alive, he's fine. Maria's alive, she's fine. And there's some blood in the fridge.
He can go and make his own army
Yeah. And
of
he will.
immune people. Yeah.
Whether it'll happen or not is another thing. But
Hench woodsmen and women.
I would not be surprised to see a sequel come in.
I'm happy to watch it.
Yeah, same.
Uh,
What did you think overall?
part of me says I loved it. I really liked it. It's one of the most fun times I've had on this show for ages. But I can totally understand why people would hate this movie.
Yeah.
And it caught me on a good night. I knew I tuned into it. I was like, right, I'm in the mood for this. I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
Stupid. It doesn't really make sense a lot of the time. But the tone was spot on.
Yeah.
And
It knew what it was. It knows that it's a stupid action movie.
you can see it's low budget,
Yeah.
but the locations are really good.
Yeah.
The The fight scenes are good.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. There's a few cutaways that aren't quite right, but it looks more expensive than it is.
Yeah, definitely.
They've done
well with the money they've got.
Money.
Definitely.
And look, Daniel Stisen is perfect for this movie.
Yeah.
And what this movie
He's written this movie for himself.
Yeah.
He knows what he can do, and he knows what the sort of movies he should be making.
Yeah. And it looks polished.
Yeah.
And I had a really fun time. But I don't know if
on the opposite side, it's a really bad movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough one to rank, I think.
It doesn't take much to make this a good movie. It just isn't. It doesn't do that. You only have to tighten up your story a little bit. Decide if you're having a pandemic or a war.
Yeah.
For a start.
Yeah.
Because you reference both, but we don't get any history to either.
No, exactly.
You don't know. Assumedly, the pandemic's broken down society, which has caused a war to break out.
Sure.
But I've assumed that. The film hasn't told me that.
But it's like, well, you can. I think the film knows that you can fill in those blanks because you're just here for the people getting shot and going up in flames and
exactly
the brutal knockouts.
Exactly. It's not here for its story. But if it doesn't take a lot to tighten up the story and make this a good film.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
Doesn't.
It doesn't take a lot.
But ultimately, this is a brainless.
Yeah, leave your brain at the floor, at the door.
Good looking, good fights, good action. You know, pretty well directed and well choreographed.
It's his first directing role.
Poor acting, but he doesn't need to be good.
No, and he's not bad.
No, he's not bad. It's perfect for this movie.
Yeah, he knows what he is, and he is what he is. He's a fucking massive hench guy who likes to beat up motherfuckers.
On a pure enjoyment side, I had a really good time.
I did as well.
I really enjoyed it, and it made me laugh sometimes intentionally.
Yes, I think
there was jokes there that I laughed at.
Some of those one-liners.
Yeah,
some of those one-liners are brilliant.
You can see all those influences you talked about at the start. This borrows heavily from all of those movies.
Yeah, Rambo especially.
Rambo, Rocky for the training montages.
Yeah, Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Commando, they're all there. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what he is.
It's a homage to all of those. This is a proper throwback to those muscly 80s.
Yeah, action movies.
Over the top, violent action movies.
Yeah. It's not gory. It's not like I don't think there's any blood in it, really. Not.
No, there's a lot of squelching and
there's not a lot of
penetration.
Yeah. Nice.
But no, you're not seeing fountains of
you're not.
Red
it's an 80s action movie.
Yeah.
It's a homage to 80s action movies. Yeah. That's a great way of putting it.
And that's what they've set out to make, and that's what they've done.
And they've delivered it almost to a T.
But will everyone like this? Absolutely not.
No, and you can tell that by its 4.3 rating on IMDb.
Yeah.
People are disappointed with this.
Yeah.
But what are you going in expecting?
Exactly. This delivered what I expected from the synopsis last week. I thought, I think I know what I'm getting, and that's what I got.
Yeah, this is exactly the film I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
This is a low-budget Swedish movie made during a pandemic that's an action movie.
Yeah.
You should know what you're getting from it.
But it's...
There's only a pandemic in this story because some of those soldiers had to wear masks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's as simple as that.
But it's miles better than something like... I'm trying to think. Blackwater from a few seasons ago, which starred actual Jean-Claude Van Damme and actual Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Okay, past their prime, but they'd have loved to have made this movie.
Yeah, if those two had made this movie back in the 80s, this would probably be a classic. If Dolph Lundgren, this is in Dolph Lundgren's canon from the 80s.
It's a cult classic.
It's a cult classic.
Yeah.
Simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Daniel Stisen deserves that cult status.
I would watch this sequel. If this sequel comes out, I'm watching it.
They're certainly expecting one because there's a really easy way to end
on my own time.
Yeah,
I'm watching it.
There's a really easy way to end that film without doing a sequel tease, and the sequel tease actually spoils the ending a little bit.
Yeah.
So the sequel's
if
coming.
Maria does explode,
that helicopter just needs to explode slightly in the distance. But I will find you, and then she gets taken away in a helicopter. Yeah. You know what's coming in the second movie. It's
an army of woodsmen and women.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to attack the military base.
Yeah. With an army of Maria clones from the blood. Oh, also, she says, I've left you 3 vials in the fridge, but you only see 1.
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't even get 3 vials
Maybe
of
he's
blood.
got 3 fridges.
Maybe. Who knows? What's the best thing about it?
It's got to be the fight scenes.
Yeah, it is.
The choreography of it, and I didn't get bored of the number of inventive deaths. I guess.
Yeah.
It's got to be that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is. If it's not that, it's Daniel Stisen's arms. Because they're fucking enormous. Yeah, it is. The fight scenes, they're great.
Yeah.
It is just like watching a video game. It's one man taking out one shot in loads of NPCs that are all just exactly the same. What would you change about it?
As we sit here today, I think it's the ending.
Yeah.
But I can see why
you're in danger of killing a franchise if you change the ending.
Exactly.
There's a franchise maybe coming here. But
I think, does Stone have to die if we're really going full on sequel?
Maybe you never actually see him. Nobody ever actually takes his heartbeat.
True.
He might not be dead.
Yeah, true.
So that could be a great little twist in the sequel.
I'd love to. I would like them. And it is a nitpick. But can we clear up that bit in the middle about like why Dr. Frankensplan or whatever his name was didn't get to the rendezvous?
Yeah, that was a little bit.
It was just really convenient.
Yeah, it was. It was a little weird foible, wasn't it?
Like got lost and.
All you have to do is cut that little scene out where he shoots the messenger guy. You don't even need that bit in there. It's just a really weird little scene in the middle.
Odd.
Stream table.
Oh, man, I don't know.
We've got to do it.
No, I know we have. I don't know where I'm going with it.
Okay.
Because I think if I was so inclined, I think I could make an argument for it being top.
Yeah, I think you're right. On the right day, you could probably make an argument for it being bottom.
I know.
It's really weird, isn't it?
Because it's not good.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
But it was great fun.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm really stuck.
Me too. Shall I read through it all?
Yeah.
21 currently in this. We've only got 3 left after this week. 21, Apocalypse Please. 20, The CEO. 19, Setup. 18, 8 Remains. 17 is Target. 16 is Hard Times. 15 is last week's movie, Prisoners of the Lost Universe. 14, Comes a Bright Day. 13, The Land of Steady Habits. 12, Intrusion. 11, The Parts You Lose. Top 10 is All at Sea. 9, Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Not that one. 8, Robot Overlords. 7, XOXO. 6 is Body Cam. 5 is Pentagram. They're still together. I love it. 4 is The Trip. 3 is Ghosts of War. 2 is Summit of the Gods. And 1 is Lockout. Got the last one. Got it wrong. Fuck knows. It's top 10.
Yeah. It's
better than All at Sea. It's top 9.
It's better than Sweeney Todd.
It's top 8.
It's better than Robot Overlords.
It's top 7. It's definitely better than XOXO.
Yeah. I think I know where I want to put it.
Don't put it between Pentagram and Body Cam. I like that they rhyme.
I don't want to. It's better than Body Cam.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than Pentagram.
Yes.
I enjoyed it more than The Trip.
Yes.
For me, I enjoyed it more than Ghosts of War.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to put it there. That's interesting. I really liked Ghosts of War.
I think my gut has landed it in 3rd place.
Okay, so it's not as good as Summit of the Gods or Lockout. It is.
In terms of absolute fun,
if we're talking just fun, it's top.
Yeah,
I have not had more fun with a film.
And in many ways, it'd make a cracking double feature with Lockout.
Yeah, it really would.
Brainless sci-fi action movie.
Yeah,
brainless woods-based action movie. But I don't know how you split them.
No, they're very similar films.
They've got that action DNA, haven't they?
Yeah,
they're different settings, but yeah, they share a lot of that DNA.
Oh, this is really tough. It could go 4th, it could go 3rd, it could go 2nd, it could go 1st. I don't think it's any. It is somewhere in that top 5 now.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, which is crazy, but I just think maybe 3rd is.
Shall we just put it 2nd?
I did like it more than Lockout. Oh fuck.
I liked it more than Summit of the Gods. Although Summit of the Gods is a really wonderful, beautiful looking film.
I don't think it can go above Lockout even if we're putting them next to each other by a comparison and as a sort of companion piece. This movie has bits in it that make no sense whatsoever.
So does Lockout.
No, it has conveniences, but there's no bits where you go,
What?
What? Yeah. What? I don't
What?
understand that.
Yeah.
Why has that happened? Why is that man lost? Why is
Yeah.
you know?
Why is that man lost?
What,
Where has he gone?
what is this convenient mine shaft?
It wasn't even a mine shaft. It was a fucking. I don't even know what it was. It was like an underground compound.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a full on like military bunker. When
It
they got
was.
to
Yeah.
the other end.
At the end, there was like
a
military
hangar.
vehicles parked in it and all sorts.
We're clearly nowhere near any woods.
No, especially certainly not a tiny little cabin in the middle of nowhere. If you're going to move to a cabin in the middle of nowhere, why would you move to one right next to a hangar, a military hangar? Yeah, it's second.
Let's put it second.
Yeah.
Can we do something new?
Oh, okay.
Can we put it second? And can we come back to it on next week?
Okay. Yeah.
Can we
we've never done that.
revisit?
Yeah. There's no. It's our show. We can do what we
I
want.
know it is. Yeah.
We've never done it before,
No.
and the rules are that it's in. It's in. But yeah, if you want to revisit it, that's fine. If you want to give it some time to think about
Let's
it.
put it second. No, we'll put it second.
Yeah.
But let's just have a little conversation next episode
Okay.
of
Deal.
what we thought of last week's film.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that.
I think there's something really nice about Lockout and Last Man Down going next to each other, because they are very much stupid, brainless,
Action movies.
fun, really fun action movies.
Me and you don't really. Neither of us are really big on action movies, and now we've got two at the top of this stream table. But they are the two
I
most
don't think
fun
it'd be
films.
either of our
I'd never pick
go-to.
No, if I was picking a film to watch, I'd never pick an action movie.
But we're so opposed on comedy.
Yeah.
And we're pretty opposed on horror.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind a horror.
Yeah.
But I prefer the sort of psychological stuff where you quite like a cheap horror.
Whereas with action movies, neither of us really pick them, but we kind of agree on what we like.
If
from
we've
them.
had fun, we've had fun. Yeah.
All we're looking for is a brainless bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like an action.
Sometimes that's a great palate cleanser.
I'm not big on an action movie that takes itself really seriously.
Yeah.
Which is why Setup's right down the bottom, because that's an action movie that took itself far too seriously.
Yeah, and it was terrible.
It was terrible.
Awful. And this is also terrible.
But
my word, I had a fun time.
Exactly. Second
Yeah.
on the proviso that we'll chat next week, it might go top. Who knows? But for the minute, it's second. Right.
Second place. It's a great result.
Cool.
For Last Man Down.
We're running long. Should we pick next week's film?
Let's do it.
What do you want? Brainless action movie.
No, should we have something we can get our teeth into?
It's October.
Okay.
It'd be nice to have a horror, wouldn't it?
Sure, why not?
Shall we see what we get?
Tis the season.
Ready?
Yep.
It has picked a movie called Endangered Species.
Okay.
Any ideas?
No, none whatsoever.
Sounds fun. Okay, it's an action thriller from 2021. We're staying recent. Do you want a synopsis?
Yes, please.
Endangered Species is an intense action-packed survival adventure drama about a wealthy American family who travel to the vast African wilderness of Kenya, hoping for a dream vacation filled with excitement, bonding, and a chance to fix their growing rifts within the family. But when their safari vehicle is attacked by a rhino, the family is left stranded miles from help, and their dream vacation turns into a nightmarish struggle for survival in a world where they are the bottom of the food chain.
Okay.
Man versus rhino. Rebecca Romijn and Philip Winchester are in this. Jerry O'Connell's in it. It's random.
Isn't he married to Rebecca Romijn?
Oh, is he?
I think so.
That would explain why he's in it. Was it Jerry O'Connell that did that really random cameo back in season 1?
Yes.
So this will be a second appearance. Win It All. No, not Win It All. That one that was like a Final Destination ripoff. What was it called? That's going to really bug me.
We've seen him a couple of times.
Have we?
Yeah, because he was a dad in that terrible
Oh, God, yes, he was.
fratty film.
Frat Star?
No,
The other terrible frat.
yeah, the
film.
kid who was famous on. I got to know that. I can't remember all the names of the movies.
I can't remember
watched.
any. We've done two.
We've seen Jerry O'Connell twice on this show before.
This will be his third appearance on the show then. You're right, they are married. It's 4.7 on IMDb. So yeah, sounds fun. We'll go and watch that, shall we?
Definitely.
It's an action thriller. So we'll go and watch Endangered Species. In the meantime, you can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com, and our website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, all the stream tables, loads of other cool stuff, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream
Face towel.
They're just two words that just came straight into your head. Then you didn't even think about them, did you?
I was thinking of flannel, but I forgot the word for flannel.
Bottom of the stream flannel towel. Yeah.
I mean, any towel can be a face towel.
Yeah.
Use a fucking bath
Towel.
robe towel for a...
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know about
Towels. You're not
bathroom stuff.
You're not a towel expert.
No.
Wow. I've lost track of where I am now. After you've done all that, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. On there, for a couple of quid every month, you will get early access to episodes. You will get bonus episodes. You will get a newsletter that Nick writes every month. And if you come in at the top level, you'll get a wild card, which means you can pick the film that we watch the following week and you might win a prize. And then when you've done all of that, head over to Discord. The Discord link will be in the show notes. In there, it's just a great community of film lovers, bottom of the stream lovers in general. Just great people who play games, have a chat, watch movies. We've got a movie watch along coming along very soon, next weekend maybe.
I don't think you've invited me, but yeah.
Okay. I think you might have been on holiday when I saw it.
Turn up.
Yeah, there's one of them coming up. So we do movie watch-alongs with the guys in there. It's great fun. The Discord link will be in the show notes.
Get in the Discord because you can. It's one of the ways that you can contribute to Real Talk.
Yeah,
tell
absolutely.
us what your favourite
It's the main
sitcom
way
is.
to contribute to Real Talk.
Because that's what we're going for next week.
Favourite sitcom.
But that'll also be up on all the usual socials.
It will indeed.
Which Adam has already listed for you. But if you have got a few minutes, please consider leaving us a review or rating anywhere you can review or rate podcasts because it really helps get our show in front of more people's eyes and ears. You can do that on Spotify, on Podbean, on Podchaser, on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, any places you can get podcasts from. I think we're on all of them.
We are absolutely on as many as I know of.
Yeah.
There's thousands
and
out there. But
we're on some we don't know of.
Probably.
So there you go.
Absolutely, probably. So yeah, do all of that and then go and check out Endangered Species. And we'll come back next week with A Wave on Monday and that movie show on Thursday.
Cheers.
Bye.